My boy. Fuck my nose.
And we're live. Welcome to another episode of Rankum. This is definitely going to be a fun one. It's definitely also going to be really interesting to see sort of where people land. And this was actually a hard one for me to sort out, but because there's a few obvious ones. We are talking about superhero themes, but before we get into that, I'm going to go run down what the top 5 video game franchises in the fan poll from last week is. At number 5, we've got Grand Theft Auto. At number 4 was Super Smash Brothers. At number 3, we've got Zelda. Number 2 was Pokemon, and number 1 was Mario Kart. So, kind of the same over the land last week, but now I'm going to.
Where the hell was Castlevania?
But anyway, I'm going to introduce my panel. We've got a small panel again, but it is what it is. But introducing first, we've got the Fandom Fights champion and the Full Metal Geek champion. It's Robert Parker.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm really excited to be with this one. I'm kind of a nerd for superhero movie scores, so I'm very excited to see how this one kind of falls out.
And also, he's kind of become my regular guest. Is Matt Kurtz. Matt, how's it going?
I'm also your teammate in fandoms, although
Well,
that we're able to know since we haven't gotten a second match. Just saying. We were supposed. It's a whole thing. Hi, I'm back again. I'm always here. Hashtag justice for the Belmonts. Do you guys just like when Dracula wins? Do you not like the work that Trevor and Richter and Simon all put into work to keep Dracula from killing everyone? Is that why you guys don't like the Castlevania games? Or are they too story driven unlike your Mario Karts? I'm back. I love superhero scores. That's why I'm here.
I mean, I've actually never played Castlevania. I've never played Castlevania. So. But anyway,
this is only going to be followed up, Rob, by when Malcolm's like, "I've never heard that score before. Never heard that movie before."
Well, I mean, I have to listen to a whole bunch of scores in preparation for this. So, but anyway, so you know how the show works, but just in case you're new and don't, we do a roundtable discussion. We each nominate a superhero theme that we think deserves to be on this list. And we each say yes or no to it. And it's going to be an interesting list. And well, let's kick it off now. I'm going to throw it over to Matt. Matt, what's the first score you're going to bring up?
All right, I'll save my interesting pick for round 2, unless it somehow gets brought up in round 1. I'm going with the obvious one for me. Of course, I'm going with the 1978 Superman theme, the Superman March, as it's known as. This theme is amazing. It literally lets you know everything about the movie you're about to watch. It has the heroic march of the hero. It has the love theme mixed in there. It also has a bit of the fun of that movie, and I think that's the great thing about a theme. You know, a theme to a movie, to a superhero movie, to an action movie, to whatever should be telling of the movie you're about to see. And I think the Superman theme does that perfectly. Also, just on a more personal thing, I've always considered the 1978 Superman score to be my favorite film score of all time. So so the 78 John Williams theme, I mean, it's up there with Williams' best work, in my opinion.
So the Superman theme is on the table, and it's just a big yes for me. There's no much more I can say about it. It's just one of those ones which you instantly remember when you come up to, and even in the Lego games, they use that theme whenever Superman is flying around the city. So I mean, it is a great.
It's just connected with the character. Like 40 years later, it still is like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's Superman."
Robert, what would you have said about Superman?
Oh, I'm channeling Cody Newberry, the grumpy old man in the court. No, I'm kidding. I'm saying yes to this one, of course. I don't love this movie, but I do love the score.
I'll take it.
But okay, but anyway, Rob, what is this first score you're going to bring up?
I think I'm just gonna go with another classic. We're gonna go 1989 Batman, Danny Elfman's Batman theme. I think early DC scores are really recognizable, and Danny Elfman's Batman I like a little bit more than 78 Superman. Not just as a movie, but as a score as well. I think it's really, really iconic. It's just as iconic as Superman's. It's dark and brooding, but it's also inspiring and hopeful. You got to go 89 Batman, Danny Elfman.
Matt, what do you say about Batman 89?
What do I say about Batman 9? I'm really excited. I'm seeing it in like less than a week because of Fathom. Really fucking excited. This score is amazing. Pretty much everything I said about the Superman theme directly applies to the 89 Batman theme. It tells you everything about the movie you're about to see. It tells you about the character. It's dark, it's brooding, but there's also that hint of hopefulness, which is exactly what the Burton Keaton Batman is all about. And again, all these years later, you put on that theme, people will go, "Oh yeah, that's Batman." You can't say that about a lot of movie themes. So yeah, this gets a hell yes from me.
And it would have been like I would have said yes for me too. Like it's one of those ones which just instantly recognize in there, and yeah, the first one I'm going to bring up is one that it's relatively newer, but I dare say that it is going to become one of those classic scores everyone is going to remember as well. And I'm going with the Avengers. This is one that is going to that it's one of those ones. It's maybe on the newer scale of things, but it's one that I do believe, like in 10, 15 years, if someone plays at a party with that, everyone's going to instantly recognize it as what it is. Just what it means to everyone as well. It's just, yeah. And like, I mean, Alan Silvestri has done a lot of great themes for the MCU. There might be another one that I might be bringing up later on. But Matt, what do you say about the Avengers?
Have you guys ever seen those videos on YouTube? And if not, it's just you check them out. It's called The Avengers Theme Goes With Anything. Amazing videos. This theme is amazing. I still remember being in a theater 7 years ago, and the 360 cam shot happens with the Avengers. You just hear bum, 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 bum. You're like, fuck yeah, you just pump your fist. It is amazing. It is a true fist pump. It's so cool. Like it's different than the two themes we brought up, but it is so, even up to the fact that in Endgame they're still using it and it still gets that same reaction as a 21-year-old that it got out of me as a like freshman in high school. That's really successful to me when it comes to a theme. So yeah, this gets a yes from me.
Robert, what would you have said about the Avengers?
Absolutely, yes. This is already the most iconic Marvel score. It is incredible. Even just like remembering the trailer for Infinity War, when the first trailer for Infinity War dropped, and it was there was an idea thing, and everybody's talking about it. The fact that they used Alan Silvestri's score in that trailer, just goosebumps. Every single time you hear that da 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 da, like it's used so many times effectively in both Infinity War and Endgame, that it absolutely needs to be on the list.
Anyway, Matt, what is the next theme you're going to bring up?
Okay, so I know the title of this is technically superheroes, but superheroes don't all have to wear capes and tights, because the next theme I'm going to bring up is from a movie from the early 80s. I'm going with the Conan the Barbarian theme. This theme is so awesome. It is it just it creates this different world that you're about to enter when you watch that movie, and it just is. It fits so well with the character of Conan. If you've read the comics, or even if you've just seen the movie, it's a theme that I love to listen to on its own. And in connection with the movie, especially when you see that opening of the sword being created, it is just a brilliant theme. And it's probably going to get a no because everyone in this town remembers it. But Conan the Barbarian theme I'm going with.
Yeah, I know we joked early on about me not listening to scores. I never considered Conan the Barbarian a superhero, so I haven't listened to that score or even seen the movie. So I can't.
That's okay. I knew it was a long shot, but I had to bring it up.
Robert, what do you say about Conan the Barbarian theme?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the movie, but the score isn't memorable to me, and I don't go back and revisit the score or the movie. I didn't really think of it like it's not one that comes to mind as a tentpole superhero theme, so I have to say no.
That's okay. I'm glad I got the people. Malcolm, just go listen to. I mean, see the movie because Arnold's amazing in it, but just listen to the theme on its own.
Anyway, what is the next theme you're going to bring up?
All right, we're going back to the DC well again because we are going to go with Wonder Woman. This theme is great. It is used in BVS. It is used in Wonder Woman. In Wonder Woman, that score is written by Rupert Gregson Williams. The Man of Steel, like her actual main theme, I think was Hans Zimmer or Junkie XL, one of the two. Can't remember which.
It was Hans Zimmer.
But it was Hans Zimmer, I think, yeah. But like that thing that just like that is so memorable. You think of the No Man's Land scene, you think of her introduction in BVS when she first lands down and starts beating the hell out of Doomsday. Like super, super memorable score. Really encapsulates this character. You gotta go Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is definitely on my list, and like this is the one which is so good. And, I mean, like it's completely different from the Linda Carter Wonder Woman theme, but I'm pretty sure that Hans Zimmer did try to get some like it. Because if you
reference
listen
to it,
there's some kind of resemblance to that in there, just very subtle hints of it. But it's definitely a yes for me. Matt, what would you have said?
This is amazing. I still when I watch BVS, it is still so great when she comes down and shoot with you, shoots with you, and then she pulls the sword and it's like I've killed things from an world. It's just and then in her own movie, it works really well. Just at the multiple points that they use it, so yeah, it gets a yes from me.
But yeah, I'm going to go for a great theme that was composed by Michael Giacchino. This is when I say the name, somewhere out in the universe, Caleb Coe is going to be screaming to high heavens because a Pixar movie is being brought up, and that's the Incredibles theme. This theme is just incredible to excuse the pun.
I knew it. You were gonna do it.
But yeah, it's just one of those ones which when you listen to it, you just hear the fun from it about the movie that is coming in there. You just get shades of all these sort of classic team up sort of themes out there. It's just one of those ones which is really hard to talk about moods, but it's just amazing. Matt, what do you say about The Incredibles?
Oh, it's a great theme. I love the fact that you could tell that Malcolm was going to say incredible because he kind of he bit his tongue before he said it, and it's like, I knew what he's going to do. But it's incredible. It is. I like the movie itself. Whenever I watch that first movie, not so much the second one, but the first one, I get a real 60s, 70s comic book vibe from it, and that theme fits really well if you in with the Wonder Woman and the Incredible Hulk and the Spider-Man, themes that were connected with the shows that were out at that time. And I like it for it. I like it's a very distinct theme that you just immediately, when you hear those first notes, you're like, oh, Incredibles, So yeah, it gets a yes from me.
Robert, what would you have said about The Incredibles?
Definitely, this is like an incredible score. Matt's absolutely right. It gives you like noir detective vibes, but like also really good action stuff. That's just na 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 na. Like it's great. It's so great. Michael Giacchino does an amazing job with the score.
Oh yeah, he does not get the credit he deserves as a composer.
I'm
love
pretty
this
sure he
score
has an
really
Oscar.
well.
So
Yeah,
Okay, well,
and I mean he may come up again on the list, but Matt, what is the next theme you're going to bring up?
I am going with Captain America: The First Avenger. I love this theme. I love that there's a real, like the character himself, and the movie, there's a real like classicness to this theme of just this march of just like it's really heroic and it's really just like you just feel happy when you listen to it. Like there's nothing better than when Tommy Lee Jones is writing the letter that Captain Rogers is dead, and then they're all rolling up, and that is exactly what you want to hear at that moment. Is just that theme. So yeah, the Captain America First Avenger theme.
Yeah, this one is definitely a hell yes for me. Like the way the fact they managed to get a whole lot of that patriotism into that theme. You like listen to it, instantly think of America. I mean, it's one of those ones you could put it behind Superman, and it gets the same kind of chills because with Superman being the all-American hero, you can cut it like, well, yes, it may not be the same, but it's like you can put it behind Superman and it means the same thing realistically. So I mean, as America's savior, so,
with America. That's what this.
yeah, I mean, this is just great. It's just once again, Alan Silvestri is just great. Really does stuff in the MCU. Is just, but
there's a reason why they kept bringing him back.
yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure someone could probably factor this. I don't think he's been nominated for an Oscar for any of his scores for the MCU.
Silvestri? Oh, for the MCU, no, not for the MCU, no.
Yeah, because I was going to say Silvestri's been nominated.
He's not for the MCU,
which is bullshit. I'm sorry, this one could have got. I mean, it's fucking old time Hollywood. Oscars, you love this shit.
I mean, I'm really hoping he gets nominated for Endgame, but that discussion can happen next year, but or later on. But Rob, what would you have said about Captain America?
Definitely, and I hope this isn't the last time we talk about this character because there's another score that I actually like even better than this one.
Ooh. Oh my!
And no, it's not the Matt Salinger one.
Ah.
But
you don't like rubber-eared Captain America?
But anyway, Rob, it's back to you. What's the next score you're going to bring up?
All right, so my next one is arguably my favorite score of all time, maybe, and that's X-Men First Class. Henry Jackman's score for X-Men First Class is incredible. He takes what Michael Kamen and John Ottman have done in the previous films as far as Magneto's themes and Charles's themes, and he recreates them, reinvents them. Every time you see Magneto on screen, you get the pain and the hurt behind that character. Every time you see Mystique, you understand through the music, like the inner battle that she has going on. There's unique themes for each member of the new X-Men, whether it's like Banshee or Angel or Darwin or all of them. There is like a reused original X-Men theme. This is just an incredible score, and we need more Henry Jackman on this list.
X-Men First Class is on the table. Matt, what do you say about First Class?
It's not my favorite piece of music from the X universe. That is Logan and Rogue's theme from the first X-Men movie. But when it comes to X-Men themes, it is the best. Everything that Rob said. It's just a brilliant piece. It has all the subtle character beats all in there, and it works on a lot of different levels. Yeah, gets a yes.
Yeah, I mean, I too. I also like the First Class theme, but I actually prefer the score from, I think it's John Ottman one that did X-Men 2. I preferred that.
That's John Ottman.
I preferred that theme more. But I mean, so I probably would have said gave it a slight no, but I don't have a problem for being on the list. So, but anyway, it's back to me. And I'm
7 on the list.
I'm going to go for another Hans Zimmer, and I'm going to go for the score for Batman Begins. Like this was one that just went all the way through the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises a little bit as well. But his score he did for Batman Begins is definitely like it brings in shades of Danny Elfman, but then he turns it into his own thing, and I'd actually think it improves on Batman '89 a little bit. Some people may disagree with me on that, but yeah, Matt, what do you say about Batman Begins score?
So do you go to the Louvre in Paris and you look at the Mona Lisa and go, I can improve that? Which actually, as people have told me, you actually can because it's very small. No, this theme is really, really good. I prefer Batman Begins over the Dark Knight's theme, personally. So yeah, this gets a yes for me. It's great.
Robert, what would you have said?
Yeah, I definitely would have said yes as well. I agree. I like this theme a little bit more than the Dark Knight than the Dark Knight theme. This is Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard collaborating. There's a real sense of urgency. I love the Ra's al Ghul theme. There's a lot of good stuff happening in this score.
Yeah, well, it works so. I know we're moving. It works so good when the Batmobile is racing through and he's trying to get back to the cave. Like, it's so, like that you said, that sense of urgency. Like, when he screams Rachel and the score just picks up at the moment that he flies in there. Oh, man. Chills. It's great. It's great scoring.
But we're really zipping through this.
We're going to set a record for the shortest rankum ever.
My God, yeah. All right. It's definitely to me. I'll have to choose one of the ones that will get a no. All right, Dick Tracy. No.
That was Danny Elfman,
you know what?
by the way.
It is Danny Elfman. You know what, Rob? You're still fucking dead to me. I read that review, and if you could download Letterboxd reviews, I would. No. Try it. So, crap. I hate. Okay. I'll save that one for the next round. I'm going to bring up a Spider-Man theme, but not by Danny Elfman. I'm bringing up the Amazing Spider-Man theme from 2012. I like this theme a little bit more than the first Danny Elfman one. I don't know. There's just something about this score that I really like, and this theme I just think there's a sense of fun to it. There's a sense of sort of a sort of weird sort of like Mission Impossible James Bond sort of like spy edge to it that I like. So the Amazing Spider-Man theme.
Amazing Spider-Man theme is on the table. Rob, what do you say about the Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, this one just doesn't do it for me as much as the other Spider-Man themes. This is James Horner. James Horner is an excellent composer. I just think the stuff that Danny Elfman does with the earlier films does a better job of like supporting the movie around it. So I like the movie fine. I like the score fine, but it's not top 12 for me.
So it's down to me. I did listen. I actually completely forgot the score. I did listen to it earlier.
You listened to it when I told you it was going to be on my list. You're like,
yeah, because I thought like I might be missing something here, so I thought I listened to it. I like it, but it just it's just.
I love you. You're such a nice friend. You're like, I know Matt really likes the score, so like,
it's just
great. But
I do think it just isn't in top 12, just barely. I'll probably put it at 13 if
Malcolm, you can hate it. It's okay. I didn't compose it.
Or did you? Are we sure you?
Or did I? Am I really James Howard? When I was a freshman in high school, I composed film scores.
But anyway, Rob, it's back to you.
Okay, so let's see here. How many spots do we have left? 4?
How can we expand this
Yeah.
episode, Rob? Pick something none of us would ever select.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a different Spider-Man story. I'm gonna go Spider-Man 2002. Some people would argue Spider-Man 2. They're both Danny Elfman. I just think the themes, specifically in Spider-Man 2002, again support the movie around it better. I think there's like horror themes when like there's during Peter's transformation scene. The opening theme, like during the opening credits, the song that plays over the opening credits is just perfection. It is like the epitome of like hope and good and like what it means to be a hero. Just like it starts soft and it just builds and it's like quick. There's a lot happening and I think it's all done really well. I gotta go Spider-Man 2002. And Green Goblin has a great theme in that movie too.
Yeah. Yes, this is the Spider-Man theme that I had on my list. Like this is I'm going to say yes to this easily. I do think this is a great theme. This is just one of those ones in which you listen to it, you instantly think Spider-Man, because it's just one of those ones that has become recognizable over time. Yeah. Matt, what would you have said about this Spider-Man theme?
What's it? No, just spite you fuckers. No, I love this. It's on my list as well. It's great. It there's something really like when you listen to it on its own. Like if you played it for me without ever seeing the movie, I wouldn't immediately say that it's Spider-Man. But I kind of like that. There's this real gothicness to it, which fits considering he's in New York, and there's a real kind of like what Rob said, a bit of a horror edge to it. But yeah, it just fits the character in that 2002 movie perfectly. So yes, not that it matters.
Right, it's back to me, and I'm going to go for another Giacchino score, and I'm going to go for a score for Doctor Strange.
God.
This is a score that the way that Giacchino composes, like you can get the mysticism out of it. Like you can tell, like this guy is a magical wizard, and just by listening to the theme alone, just this is one of those scores in which I didn't appreciate when it first came out, but after re-listening to it just recently, is like this is actually pretty good. Because I mean, Giacchino is kind of like a wizard when he does his film scores too. Because I mean, when he did the score for Lost, he used bits of the plane wreckage as instruments in his score. Just he found a way to use unconventional ways to compose scores. I don't know if he did anything in this one or conversely with the Incredibles theme, but this is just an amazing score. Matt, what do you say about Doctor Strange?
I'm just imagining him with an old middle-aged man who used to be great in his early days. He was like, I'm gonna use you in part of the Incredible score. I love this movie. I don't remember the theme, so I'm gonna have to say no.
Rob, what do you say about Doctor Strange theme?
This legitimately was number 13 on my list, so out of principle, I do have to say no. But the score is really, really underrated, and people should give it a re-listen because there's some really, really good stuff in there. Like the stuff for the Ancient One, the stuff for Mordo. When you see Mordo for the first time, when Mordo saves the muggin in the alley, you hear the Mordo theme, the same Mordo theme that is played at the end when he kills Pangborn. There's some really good stuff happening with Giacchino, but I do have to say no to this one. Came out 3 years ago.
Yeah, but but Matt, it's back to you.
All right. Now I'm gonna go with the one that I didn't go with the last round because I didn't want to do 2 Batman things back to back. I'm going with the 1993 Mask of the Phantasm theme, Shirley Walker. The Batman animated series theme song was pretty much just like a condensed version of the 89 one. And because of that, Shirley Walker didn't really get her due. She had a lot of great themes within the show, but she didn't get to compose her own theme until this movie. And it was brilliant. It was haunting. You have that choir, and it is just, for that movie, it just fits so perfectly. So the Mask of the Phantasm theme is what I'm bringing up.
Yes, Shirley Walker, the only female to compose the DC movie. I know that from one of my fandom matches I had at one stage. It was
One of the best. She also, you know what else she composed? She composed the score to Escape from LA with Kurt Russell, sequel to Escape from New York.
But as per our discussion on DC movies a few weeks ago, I still have not found this. I can't even find it on. I can't even find it on the illegal streaming site. So
I'll send you a link.
Robert, what do you say about the Master of the Phantasm score?
I'm saying yes. Matt's absolutely right. That choir stuff that's happening, the theme for the Joker, the theme for the Phantasm itself, is really great. It tells the story. The themes from the flashbacks of this movie, because half this movie is flashbacks. It's constructed in a very strange way, but it works. And there's score that's used in the flashbacks that is used again in a more somber tone, like when Bruce sees Andrea for the first time again.
Well, when they go back to the park, it plays the score. I love that it plays the score in a different key.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great stuff happening with the score, and I gotta go yes.
But just listen to the theme on its own. But I will send you. I will not illegally share a link with you.
But
2 spots left, right?
2 spots left, and
Jesus.
Okay.
And it's back to Rob to pull up one of the spots.
Okay, and with First Avenger in here, I'm not sure if we're going to get this one, but I'm going to say it anyways. Then I'm going to say Winter Soldier. I brought up a Henry Jackman earlier, and I think we need more Henry Jackman. The theme for the Winter Soldier himself, when he breaks into during the apartment chase scene, when Bucky turns around and grabs the shield, every time the Winter Soldier is on screen, the music triggers, it's just unnerving. You just don't understand what's going on. There's just this really shrill note that's just held the entire time. It is great music. It fits the movie perfectly. There's a great theme that's played during Zola's explanation of the Hydra shield stuff. That's really great. There's a lot of really good stuff going on here. And I know I've said that 8 times. I've said that a lot today. There's a lot of really good stuff going on here. But no. Henry Jackman is probably my favorite composer actively working, and I think this is one of his best.
Yeah, this is definitely one that is an interesting one. But I'm going to throw it to Matt first, see what he says. Matt, what do you say about
I was literally about to say, Malcolm's so indecisive, he's going to give it to me, so he may not have to make a choice. I like that, Malcolm. I like that about you. Great score with only 2 spots left. I just think there's some other movies that could be brought up. So I have to say no. If you brought it up earlier, maybe a different story. Back in the same predicament now, aren't you, Malcolm?
But yeah, I do like the score, and I'm actually going to go say yes to it because it is one of the ones that I had on my list. I initially did have just the First Avenger on there, but then Red Rob was sort of describing the score and just that thing. I was like, yeah, no, I think this belongs here. If we're going to have 2 Captain America scores on here, then we've got the 2 better ones. So
okay, I see. So when Rob explains the score, you're all like, "Oh, it's great," but when Matt explains Spider-Man, then it's all like, "Yeah, no, that sucks, man."
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay, fuck you. Why am I on this show so often? It always makes me hurt.
I mean, you're the one that can't resist saying yes to a superhero ranking.
That's true.
But
He's got me there, people.
But anyways, back to me and to fill up the last spot. And just like we needed more Jackman, I think we can fit in another Hans Zimmer score on here. And I'm going to go off his score with Matt for Man of Steel.
You bastard.
I mean, this is a great. I do like this score, and it's not just because it's Superman and that. It's what Hans Zimmer did to make the Man of Steel score very unique to the original Superman theme. It's great. Like he made his own theme out going to like let's just bring in some themes from the John Williams score and just boosted it, remixed it. He made its own theme for it and just made it its own. And I think in one of the DCU movies they did merge both of them together. I can't remember if that's true or not, but
yeah, Danny Elfman took themes and put them into Justice League.
Yeah, in Justice League, it's more with Batman. It's more apparent, but there is that great video where someone literally did merge the songs together. And it's amazing.
But yeah, the theme for Man of Steel is on the table. I'm going to go to Rob first. Rob, what do you say about Man of Steel?
I don't like Man of Steel as a movie, but there is no denying that score is really good. It's really good. It's by far the best part of the movie. Like, that score is really good. So I have to say yes. There's other ones that I'll bring up in honorable mentions that I think are also really, really great. But yeah, that Man of Steel score rocks. That is a great score.
Matt, what would you have said?
I've heard better. No, Hans Zimmer had two impossible tasks on his hands, which was making new themes to two heroes whose movie themes we talked about are so ingrained in pop culture with those characters. And I like the fact that he could have so easily sampled John Williams' work and just put it into a different key or something. That would have been easy, but he chose to do something completely different, but it works so well with that interpretation of Superman. I love to listen to it all the time. My first Schmoedown trailer used this theme because it was so good. Yeah, it is. It's amazing. It worked out. Yes, from me as well.
And with that, we have got our list. Just to recap what we've got on there, we've got Superman 78, Batman 89, The Avengers, Wonder Woman, The Incredibles, Captain America: The First Avenger, First Class, Batman Begins, Spider-Man, Mask of the Phantasm, The Winter Soldier, and Man of Steel. Matt, did you have any honorable mentions?
I did have the Dark Knight theme. Even though I do prefer the Batman Begins one. That was definitely an honorable mention. I still really like that. And the only other one that didn't make the list is Flash. He'll save every one of us. The Flash Gordon theme. That was mostly for Sandy because he was supposed to be on this. Because I wanted to piss him off because he's like, he's not a superhero. But yeah, but that theme is still amazing. Freddie Mercury, thank you for that amazing song.
Rob, did you have any honorable mentions?
I did. So usually I have a big list and I just run them down real quick. So I'll do that. I think the one other that I would have wanted to get on that didn't was actually Black Panther. Oscar-winning score for that movie, and that's really iconic. Love that score. I also had Dark Knight. I really like the first Ant-Man score by Christophe Beck. Pinar Toprak, who did Captain Marvel. 2003's Hulk is actually really underrated. That's a really good Danny Elfman score. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Thor: The Dark World is the only great Thor score. Iron Man 3 is the only great Iron Man score, both done by Brian Tyler. And then Logan is a great score as well.
True. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I also had like Captain Marvel, the first Ant-Man theme on mine. I actually put Ghost Rider on mine, and I also had Hellboys, the last one.
Yeah, the OG Hellboy is really good.
Yeah, but
Still never
anyway,
seen that. But
but anyway, now we
should I check out the new one in theaters? I've heard it's a great comedy. Just not a good
No,
comedy.
you should not watch that movie.
But he's got the man from Stranger Things.
That's what you're into.
Oh my god, look at Rob's eyes. He's like, all right, that's your thing.
But anyway,
There's judgment there.
But now we get to the fun part to actually rank them, which is actually really hard as well. But Matt, what do you have for 12?
It's a great score, just like the ever 11 better Winter Soldier.
Rob, what do you have for 12?
Mask of the Phantasm.
I also had Mask of the Phantasm.
That's
I'll be damned if Winter Soldier's number 12.
And I mean, for me, I'm just because I've never not heard Mask of the Phantasm, so.
Oh my god. Bastards.
Okay.
I should really, in reality, I should just be on to nominate things and then leave because it's actually the ranking that usually kills me, not the nominations.
Yeah, all of these are so good.
Yeah, this is a really great list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're missing out on the Lego Batman movie.
That score is the best Batman score ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kicking myself for not remembering the Spider-Verse theme until you mentioned it on mentions.
I literally just saw that movie yesterday, and that was great.
I love that score, but the soundtrack is way more telling than the.
But that's what I was gonna say. Is what
Yeah.
I again literally just having watched the movie yesterday. It's the soundtrack that I walked away with.
The score's really good. Daniel Pemberton does a really good job with that score, but the soundtrack is much more standout.
Can we also talk about that post-credit scene? Is one of the greatest post-credit scenes in the movie ever. Hey,
Yeah.
you're literally pointing at me as you're saying you're not.
I mean, on the note of soundtracks over parts and score, that's part of the reason why I didn't bring up Black Panthers. Like, I would remember the soundtrack more than I would remember the score for that.
Yeah, but every time those drums hit, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, Matt, what do you have for 11?
Winter Soldier. Now I'm just doing it to piss off Rob.
Robert, what do you have for 11?
It hurts, but Batman Begins.
Yeah, I put Winter Soldier.
Okay, that's right.
Ooh, he looked away from you, Malcolm, when he said that too. He's like, I will soon find a way. He'll watch next. He'll be like, Superman.
No.
Oh no, this is the part that I hate. I have to change my answer.
That's why you just go for a crazy pick that like should be number 1, so you don't have to write anything new down.
But that can screw you over if you get someone who doesn't like it, and then you're like, fuck. My number 1 is now number 9.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me once before. But Matt, what do you have for 10?
It's great, and I think it's perfect for the number 10 spot, The Incredibles.
Rob, what do you have for number 10?
Batman Begins.
And we've got a 3-way tie because I put Spider-Man.
Well,
I'll switch to Spider-Man.
We're watching us, so you guys got 3 choices.
What was that one?
I'll switch to Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I'll change my vote to Spider-Man.
He's a.
When there's a tie, somebody usually changes their mind.
Oh,
I was going to go to the chat, but
no, I'm fine.
Sorry, Rob. Me and Malcolm are used to being on rankups with 3 people where we're all really stubborn and don't want to see. So we have to go to the chat.
I work with people.
Rob needs to have that made as a bumper sticker. I work with people.
No, Rob's probably afraid they're probably going to put the Incredibles that low.
Yeah, I didn't want exactly. You're absolutely right. I didn't want Incredibles that low.
Um,
But yeah, I'm going to kick it off this time. And I think this is a good spot for it. I actually put Batman Begins now. Rob,
B-Man Begins.
and Max.
swear to me. Batman Begins.
For a second, I thought Matt was just grumpy that that we were just different to him.
What?
I don't know.
Where are your drugs going?
Where are the other drugs going?
Yeah, I really wish that like he was a little bit younger so he could still get voice cracks. Just so in the middle of it, it's like, where are your drugs going? He'd be like, you're really less intimidating with the voice. Shut up. Alfred says that it's normal. Who's Alfred? That's a comedy sketch.
I mean, talking about young Batman, the finale of Gotham was actually pretty surprisingly good.
I've heard. I loved that show in the first 2 seasons and then fell off in the third.
But anyway, Matt, what do you have for 8?
I have The Incredibles.
Rob, what do you have for 8?
Man of Steel.
Yeah, this hurts because I've put X-Men First Class.
I'll switch to First Class. I'm okay with that at number 8.
Curses.
Curses. See, now I'm playing that game to where I'm not going to put it in the chat's hands to get the score I like lower. Thanks, Rob.
All right, just to recap what we've got left, we've got Superman, Batman 89, The Avengers, Wonder Woman, The Incredibles, Captain America's First Avenger, and Man of Steel. It just surprised me actually how hard this is actually to rank.
Yeah, they're all really good.
Yeah. Matt, what do you have for 7?
I decided to switch it to Wonder Woman.
Wow.
Rob, what do you have for 7?
Still Man of Steel.
Yeah, I do think this is a good spot for Man of Steel.
You bastards. Now I don't care about what I'm doing.
So we got Superman, Batman, Avengers, Wonder Woman, Incredibles, and Cap, First Avenger.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything but in the first section.
Oh, yeah, literally. That whole first section is what we're fighting. Oh, yeah. Well, that's just funny, isn't it?
Matt, what do you have for 6?
I don't care. The Incredibles.
Robert, what do you have for 6?
Yeah, this is the right spot for it. Incredibles.
All right.
Yeah, once again, we all agree on The Incredibles.
Yep.
Okay.
This is going to be controversial.
This is probably the best one here. The spot.
I'm not even ashamed.
Now I know what it is.
No, you don't.
Matt, what do you have for 5?
I have Wonder Woman. Good, but not as good as the other 4.
Robert, what do you have for 5?
Batman 89.
Oh wow, actually, that was another one.
When you say controversial, I thought you meant the Avengers, but
No, no, fire.
Crap! I don't want to switch.
Yeah, now we gotta go to chat.
Chat.
All right, chat. You got Wonder Woman, the Avengers, the Batman '89. Which one is going at the number
I can
5
always do a
spot?
number generator on my phone if you need me to.
Starger says, "Screw you, Malcolm."
Yeah,
So I'm assuming he's choosing between Wonder Woman or Batman '89. Wonder Woman. Starger
Yeah.
says Wonder Woman.
so Wonder Woman is going to be 5. Which I'm not really too upset with.
Yeah, that's all right.
No, I think it's a good spot for it.
I mean, it's top 5, so
Okay, now this is actually legitimately hard. Oh
I-
my God. I'm gonna piss people off.
Between these four, like
Yeah, guys, this is tough because on another list, any one of these could be number 1. These 4. So fuck, I'm gonna piss people off with this.
but Matt, what do you have for 4?
I like the other 3 just a little bit better. The Avengers.
you're crazy.
Robert,
crazy.
what do you have for 4?
It's Batman '89. Between these four, it's Batman '89.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm crazy as well, Robert. I put the Avengers.
You're nuts.
I'm sorry. These other 3 better.
You have First Avenger above of the. Oh my god. Okay.
I listened to First Avenger more on
No,
its
it's
own
fine.
than I do.
You don't have to explain yourself to me. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Oh my god. Damn, Rob.
But anyway, Matt, what do you have for number 3?
I have Cap First Avenger, which I think is a perfect spot.
Rob, what do you have for number 3?
Still have Batman '89.
I agree with one of you, and that one of you is Batman '89.
World's about to burn.
Right. So it's the 2 American superheroes, Superman and
Number
Captain
1.
America.
Well, Malcolm, despite the fact that both you and I chose the Avengers, Sergio still said, "Screw you, Malcolm," in all caps this time.
Stardrew doesn't like me anyway, so I'm not too worried.
Malcolm, we rated our number 1.
Writing down number 1, yeah. And this was actually pretty easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you have for number 1?
Superman.
Robert, what do you have for number 1?
Captain America.
Yeah, sorry, John Williams, but I put First Avenger.
Yes.
Wow.
I have First Avenger and the Avengers both above Superman.
Malcolm, I'm not mad. I'm just
Disappointed
with you.
I mean, it literally was tough.
You know what, Malcolm? You don't have to justify yourself to me. Again, I'm just.
I know what I meant when I put that last one, but yeah. But
it's a good list. Is this actually the shortest episode of Rankum ever?
Michael,
no,
just look into his face and tell him what he shows again. Just look into his face. That face. That's what I thought. You can't.
But anyway, and it's actually not the shortest episode. I think. Because I mean, we've had some come under an hour before, so. But
well, after this stops, we can literally see what is the shortest. We can just look at the playlist.
But anyway, to recap what our top 12 is at number 12 we've got Batman Master of the Phantasm. At number 11 we've got The Winter Soldier. At number 10 we've got Spider-Man. At number 9 we've got Batman Begins. Number 8 we've got X-Men First Class. At number 7 we've got Man of Steel. At number 6 we've got The Incredibles. At 5 we've got Wonder Woman. At 4 we've got The Avengers. At 3 we've got Batman 89. At 2 we've got Superman, and at 1 we've got Captain America: The First Avenger. I mean, all in all, like this is not a bad list at all. Really, just a lot of different opinions, but
that should be the new tagline of Rank 'em. Rank 'em. A lot of different
opinions. Yeah.
but anyway, now next week I've got a special episode planned. There won't be a poll in the chat as per usual because next Sunday is May the 5th.
Or Mexican movies.
No. As some people like to call it, Revenge of the 5th. But I decided to do another episode similar to when I did X-Men movies and do just rank all the Star Wars movies because we haven't done that one. I have not done that on Rankin before, so why not? And it's definitely going to probably be a very controversial list once it gets combined, but anyway, go to plugs. Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMoves611 on YouTube and WordPress. My most recent article was actually about why I think Chris Reeve Superman, Chris Evans, Captain America are the two best superheroes we've seen on film yet. Please read it and let me know what you think. You can also find me right here as host of Second Look and Rhyme and Reason with Zane Robinson, and like 99.9% chance you'll find me next week on Rank 'em. And everyone's gonna hate my list, but good, I can feel the end growing. Also, Malcolm, you're dead to me. But I can only blame myself for this because I'm the one that nominated First Avenger.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure next week you'll probably find Brooklyn on the top 10 Star Wars list because we know he likes Star Wars.
Yeah, he does. He loves it. He loves to chat about it all the time.
But
Robert, where can people find you online?
You can find me personally on Twitter and Letterboxd at RBRTPRKR98. That is my first and last name, no vowels plus a year. And you can find me playing all over the many trivia spheres. You said it, Phantom Fights Singles Champion at Multiplex Entertainment, newly crowned Phantom Fights Team Champion over at Multiplex Entertainment, and Full Metal Geek Singles Champion over at Full Metal Trivia, as well as on our weekly Game of Thrones show hosted by Kristen Smith, where me, Cody, Sandy, and Kristen talk about Game of Thrones. We do a weekly episode, usually on Tuesday nights, called Take the Thrones. Make sure you check that out too, because in about an hour, the Battle of Winterfell is going to happen, and I'm not ready.
Me and Malcolm are as well not ready because we haven't seen the previous 7 seasons.
Yeah, we're about 7 seasons, and
we're not ready in different ways.
We get a hell of a binge on before in an hour.
But you can find me trying to draw out plugs longer so we can get to exactly an hour, but
we can do it.
But you can find me on Tape Free Productions hosting Rank 'em. Next week we're doing top 11 Star Wars movies, but because the Clone Wars animated one does count as a movie,
released, it does count.
But you can also find me on Full Metal Random hosting that, and this week we've got a 2000s match dropping on the usual Tuesday. Then on May the 4th, we've got a special live Star Wars match happening. And you can also find me on Multiplex, being in fandom fight teams with Matt, looking towards our next challenges. You can find me in the movie Warzone teams with my partner Manning Franks. We're in the tournament and we're going up against Apocalypse Now. You can also find me competing in the singles divisions all over the place on Full Metal Trivia and Multiplex and all that. You can find me on Twitter, Leadbox, and Stardust at Melkor. And until next week, keep listing shit.
Yeah. Also, listen to the Conan Barbarian theme, people.
And drive unsafely and safely and safely.